It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. Well, everybody, we have a great show for you today. We're going to be welcoming back one of our past guests, and she's going to be letting us know what is new and exciting with her. If this is your very first time tuning in for Divas That Care, a big welcome to all of you. We are now actually in our 11th season, and we are listened to in over 30 countries around the world. So a big thank you to all of our guests and all of our listeners that have been with us for the last 11 years. All right, everybody, let's get started. Today's guest is Bella Montgomery. Bella, welcome back to the Divas That Care.
Well, thanks so much, Candace. Seems like forever, but, it hasn't really been that long. I'm thrilled to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you. Well, Bella, before we kind of dive into today's program, would you mind reintroducing yourself to all of our listeners?
Absolutely. Well, I am Bella Montgomery. I own a small little pierogi company on the island called Pierogi Pinchers of Victoria, and I am a survivor of a very tragic time in my life that was at the hands of domestic violence. And I've come through that the other side with greater understanding of my life and a solid purpose to live for. So with all of that comes, experiences that we are prepared for and not prepared for. And one of the things that is bringing us together today is the latter. I wasn't prepared to lose my best friend of 40 years. And she decided that the amount of loneliness and isolation that she was living in was too much for her to bear, and she needed to say goodbye. And so that trauma and that experience led me to rise again and find a solution that I hope will put an end to loneliness and isolation, and at the very least, find suicide victims faster. It's called Safety Peg. So thank you very much for welcoming me back.
Oh, Bella, I'm so sorry for your loss. And you know what? I'm very, very interested in learning about this new app that you are doing. This whole business venture that you are a part of. So let's talk about that. You said it's called Safety Peg. I'm excited. You've got an event coming up, so let's dive right into that. And please explain to me what this is all about.
You bet. So my best friend's name was Peggy, and I named the company and app called Safety Peg. And the T is significant because it gives us grounding, and it's with that grounding that we're going to build a deeper connection. And we're going to widen our connection, and we're going to strengthen that connection, and we're going to make sure that we stay connected. And that's the ticket, staying connected to everybody in our circle at least once a day. It's not a hard task, yet thousands upon thousands of us don't get to experience that personal bond on a daily basis. So I want to help alleviate that. And it's from Peggy's passing and her inactivity, her unexplained absence, that really is the solution going forward, because we're able to learn about how people's inactivities how their inactivity kind of gives us a clue as to what's going on a little bit deeper beyond the surface. And a lot of times people can't reach out when they're in that space. So Safety Peg is going to do that for them. It's an automated reach out system that will keep your inner circle connected to you without you even having to push a button. It's pretty fantastic.
Well, that's interesting. It's quite intriguing because, you know, and I'm kind of thinking right now, how does it exactly work? You know, what is it going to do so that it keeps people connected?
Right. Well, because we're not fully developed and there is a lot of technology behind it and trade secrets and intellectual property that we need to protect to make sure that we can get this to the market in the right way, through the right channels. And so we want to make sure that we protect those things. So I can't go deeply into how it actually works, but I can tell you this, that if you're not doing something, say, on a daily basis, like interacting with your friends on social media or taking a picture and sending it off to your daughter, or perhaps, you know, just picking up the phone to say, hi, Bella. You know, if you're not doing any of those things, our app knows and it understands your pattern. So when it sees an interruption in your pattern, it's going to do something for you. And it's going to make sure that someone in your inner circle, someone that you put at the top of your list, someone that you feel safe with, someone that you recognize as an emergency contact person, it'll recognize that individual within your phone and it'll contact them and it'll say, hey, Candace, over here, Bella hasn't done anything for a little while. Can you check up on her, please? And you're going to go, wow, that's really interesting. You're right. I haven't heard from Bella. I better phone her. Wait a minute. She didn't answer that phone. Hold on a minute. She didn't answer that phone. I'm going to send her a text because she always sends a text right back. No text, no phone call. That's it. I'm going down. I'm going to check on Bella. What is going on with that Bella? Knock on my door. No answer. What the heck? Now you have a timeline and you have an app that'll show you that I've been inactive for an X amount of time. Now it's up to you as my emergency contact to take action. And when you take that action, you're going to reach out. And you're going to maybe further into contacts, or perhaps you're going to call a professional. When you contact anybody, especially a professional, they're going to ask for evidence. Our app is going to give them that evidence. You no longer have to wait an additional 24 hours to make sure that Bella's okay, because our app said, she's been out of count for 24 hours already. That's enough time. We already know that she has X, Y, and Z in her life. Let's start the search. Let's start to make sure that Bella is not a missing person or has been harmed. So it's an automatic reach-out system that keeps you not only protected, but it keeps you connected. Because what's the worst-case scenario? You knock on my door and I answer and you go, whew, Bella, you had me scared. Oh, Candace, come on in. Oh, boy, that's
so Bella, tell me, this is a great program for everyone, not just, it could be for seniors. You know, a lot of people, we don't live close to our family members anymore, so we want to be able to know that they're safe.
Absolutely. It's the person we talk to, whether in the government, whether it be in the professional realms of therapists or help things, or helicopter moms, right? You know, these are people that really go the extra mile to make sure that their patient, that their loved one, that their connection is super safe. And a lot of times we can't do that. You're right. Our life gets busy. We forget, oh my God, we're human. This app will make sure. So if you're my contact person and you're not getting notified to contact me, you know, I could take that one off the list. You know, you're okay.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
When you get a notification, then you're like, okay, now I got to do something here. All right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it takes the guesswork out of that for us, right? And the beautiful thing of that is not just alleviate and give a sense of security and connection and understanding that, you know, I hurt Bella, but I know she's okay. Even though we have all that, the better part of that, if you want to even say that, is Bella doesn't have to pick up the phone. Bella doesn't have to come out of that place where she's in, if she's there, that place that doesn't want her to connect, that place that forbids her to pick up that phone, that place that says, nah, no one wants to hear your crap anyways. She doesn't have to do that, and she can allow our app to do it for her. This gives an advantage to those around them to start helping Bella before she realizes that, well, I need a little help here.
I think that's a fantastic thing. And I think it's a great thing to definitely give, teenagers and all that also, because, sometimes they don't know how to communicate, right? And this might be a great way to make sure that they're safe. All right. Well, I absolutely love what you are doing. It's absolutely extraordinary. You have something that's going to be taking place, a night to remember. You have an auction going on. So let's talk about that. I'm quite interested about that.
Okay, sure. Well, this is the fun part of it all. So we have put together a night to remember. You're absolutely right. And it's going to be one for a long time to come. June 30th, virtual event. Get ready. There's 14 local musicians that are together to put on a show for us. And in that 14 of musicians, we have a Juno Award winner, we have an internationally recognized violinist, and a #1 charted Indigenous singer. How's that for a lineup?
Oh, my gosh. This is great.
Right?
And yeah, I like that you just said it's virtual, so anybody can check it out.
Yes, and that's the whole point. We want people around the world to come together for a night to remember. It's really about a best friend celebration. It's celebrating Peggy's life. It'll be the 6-month passing of her on that date. And it's just a coming together of energy to make a change in the world. And the Divas That Care Network know all about making change. So we are thrilled. We are thrilled that you invited us here today and that you're giving us an opportunity to talk about the concert. And I can give you a little ticket place to go to if your listeners care to jot it down, and you might be able to put it up for them later. It's on eventbrite.ca. Yeah, it's at eventbrite.ca. So you just got to go there, and then you can type in a night to remember. If you want a full link, it's eventbrite.ca/e/a night to remember 365-550-625. That's a big, long link. So just put it up there for our listeners.
You know what? And that's not a problem.
We'll
what I'm going to do is I'll post that on our social media. And for all of our listeners, too, like if you are not able to make that event, there is an auction taking place, and you can definitely be a part of that.
Yeah, and it has a real easy website to get to, www.32auctions.com/a night to remember. Easy peasy. And in there we got up to, I think it's like about $4,000 worth of local art and carvings and homemade gifts. It's incredible. Again, local artists coming together to put their talents forward for everyone to appreciate and maybe, raise a little funds to make sure that our development and our app implementation gets to where it needs to go.
Oh, my goodness. I love what you are doing. Bella, you're absolutely extraordinary. And you know what? To be able to do something like this, I think, is a very wonderful thing. It's going to help so many individuals.
Well, thank you so much. And, you can always check us out on Facebook. Our website's getting prepared. We will be at www.safetypeg.com. And in the meantime, you can just search us on Facebook at Safety Peg, and it'll pop up for you.
Oh, my goodness, Bella, this is fantastic. I can't wait to post that. I can't wait to see your website when it's done. One thing I'm going to ask you, is there any other interesting information, anything you want to share with our listeners today?
Anything else that I could share with you folks? Well, that's a darn good question, Candace. You always put me on the spot with these tough ones right at the end. I love you for it. What can I say? We are going to have, get ready. So people here in Victoria, if you're here in Victoria and you like to eat Domino's pizza, we're teaming up with them with coupon code for best friends that you're going to be able to get like $6 off, and they give Safety Peg $5 for the night. So every time you order with a special code, that'll be on our Facebook page a little later tonight. You guys can get that, and hopefully I'll be able to shoot you off the link for that. So a night to remember is going to be fantastic, filled with local musicians, lots of food, a silent auction, and we have a renowned MC in the house, Rosanna Deerchild of CBC Radio 1, doing the show.
Ooh, look at that. Way to go, Bella. This sounds like an extraordinary event, and I think everybody should tune into it.
I think you're absolutely right.
Oh, gosh, Bella. It's always a pleasure having you on the Divas That Care. Last question I'm going to ask you today is, do you have any tips or tools for our listeners today?
Tools. What could I tell you in the tips or tools? Boy. You know, once again, you've stumped me here. A tips and a tool. I don't really know if I have any other tips or tools other than for life. I want you, to make sure that everybody stays connected. It's like 5 seconds out of your day to send a text to somebody or to pick up the phone just to say hello. Oh, hey, Peg, you're it. Bye-bye. I don't even care. Just stay connected and support each other, because there's sometimes little things that happen in life that we just go, oh, that was just a bad day for them. But if we investigate it a little bit further and we take a little bit of extra time for one another, we might see that somebody is actually reaching out for help, and we can try to prevent some serious things happening if we pay a little closer attention to each other.
You know what, Belle, I'm just going to say I love that tip. I think it's really important. I think, especially in the last 18 months, a lot of people have been getting lost in the shuffle, and I think that they haven't necessarily been communicated with. I think there's a lot of people out there that, might not be able to, haven't talked to people in like a week, like you're saying. So what you are doing is absolutely extraordinary. I love that you were able to come up with this app that is going to save so many people. So thank you so much for sharing that today. And as I said, it's always a pleasure having you on the program, and I can't wait to have you back.
Excellent. Well, we'll be back once we're fully implemented and letting you know how everything goes along those lines.
Oh, I can't wait, to be honest.
Great.
And to all
we'll talk to you again. Yeah. Sorry.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
so much, Bella. And, to all of our listeners out there, make sure that you check out Bella's Facebook page and her website when it comes out. I'm going to be posting her information on our social media so that you can check it out. Take this show also, send it to your friends and family. Let them know what's going to be taking place in the future, but also so that they know the event that's going to be happening right away here. We want everybody to be a part of that, to listen to the music, but also check out that amazing auction. Like, I'm checking out the photos right now. Those pieces of art are just extraordinary, and I think everybody needs to see that. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Make sure that you check out divasthatcare.com for all of our other hosts and their amazing shows. Make sure, everyone, that you do something kind, and that could be sending a text to your friends and family. All right, everyone, you take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.